Welcome to the Waxing Podcast. I'm Kirsten Getzelman, esthetician, educator, and your host. Each week, we'll dive into real conversations, industry tips, and the kind of advice every beauty pro should have in their back pocket. This show is sponsored by Enso, a woman and esthetician-founded brand bringing better options to everyday beauty pros. Let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome back to the Waxing Podcast. My name is Kirsten. I am Tampa Waxer, Enso Wax, and the Waxing Podcast on social media. I know, Kirsten. When do you sleep? The answer is 8 to 9 hours a night, and with a Diet Coke during the day. Just kidding. No, I value sleep so much. Like, I have my son; he's 6, and he is just the best sleeper ever. And obviously, when he was little, like all babies, he was not. And that was the time of my life where I was like, I took for granted sleep so much before I had a child that when I got it back, I will never, ever disappoint myself with the gratitude that I feel for it. So when do you sleep? I sleep. That's my favorite thing to do. I wish I woke up earlier. I wish I was one of those like CEOs that woke up at 5:30 and worked out at 6 a.m. I'm not. I just made Jeremy take Roman to school so I can do an 8 a.m. workout class, and I like to sleep until I absolutely positively can. So, anyway, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so excited that I started this journey back in 2020, you guys. Like, I, woke up today knowing that I had to batch a bunch of episodes, and I really didn't know how it would go because I had been taking a long break. I was traveling and quite literally have to take clients fully in like the next hour. And so I'm like, oh my God, I'm not in the mood to do it. But really, I am. I start talking, and I realize that this is such an outlet for me to do for you. And sometimes I wonder, who is this for? Is it for you or is it for me? And it's just really nice to be on here and to be able to talk about our industry and to just have like a separate thing rather than social media. It feels really fun. And I feel very privileged that, even one person comes to listen to this. Like, just know y'all are my real friends. Like, I have my core friends back here in Tampa, but, like, there's nobody that I would rather sit and have an hour conversation with than, like, another esthetician. I just feel like we get it. I feel like the struggles are so universal. Like, right now, let me just share, like, an update. So I have been in my space for a little over a year now. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, you guys. It has 3 huge windows that just make the lighting in my room so magical. It used to be a photography studio, and I had rented this space in Tampa. At the time, it was like in this really big cigar factory. I mean, I'm still here. I'm recording in here right now. But in October of last year, it took on a really, really bad hurricane. And like it just hasn't been the since same. Like the roof is a mess. I mean, it's so messy in here. When it rains, it literally rains indoors, you guys. Like, I could go on and on about the room. Now I have clients that are like, "You're crazy. I love this room." But the full transparency is like, this room is really pretty on social media, but it is not somewhere I would ever recommend somebody get a suite. We actually just signed with a realtor this week, actually, and I have a meeting with her coming up to discuss all of the opportunities. God, I'm also like, I just signed on a realtor. We're like ready for a house. And everything's just so over budget. I feel like I'm going through like a lot of changes, but I did put on my mood board in 2025 that like I wanted to move, and I did not realize that that would be both spaces. I also want to have a warehouse with Enso's products here. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it has to be like the right time, the right fit. Yeah, I don't know. On a good note, I just started paying myself. I started Enso a long time ago. We just celebrated our 2nd year anniversary, but I actually had started it even before then, and I just paid myself. Yep, just paid myself. So, like, when you guys are all starting your own businesses and when you guys are struggling, like, me too. And that's why I give you guys all this advice of, like, what I wish I knew sooner and things like that, because I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be. Like, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like if I had done things differently, I'd be a little bit more where I wanted to be at my age. And I don't think it's too late to start anything new and, put all your coins in one basket. I'm like literally living proof of that. But I'm like, it's a struggle, you guys. Like I wrote a post not too long ago where I shared about like the truth of starting my own business to where I like used to make six figures and now I literally only make enough to pay my bills. And like I just started doing that this month. Everything else has been on reserve. Why am I using this as like a therapy session? I'm so sorry. My point is like I would rather talk to you guys because you get it. Like, I say this stuff to you, and you guys are like, "Oh my god, I know. Like, it's so hard to find a space in my town," or "I just started paying myself too," or, like, it's a struggle. Like, it's a for real struggle, and then on top of it, to, like, work in an industry where nobody takes serious and thinks it's, like, your little fun job is also really hard. So, we get it. When I say we, I mean me and you. So, you just never know. Speaking of things I knew sooner, I wanted to take an opportunity to just share like 5 or 7 things about like what I wish I knew sooner. Maybe this is something that you can take into account with your own business and like I don't know, let's just like go off of that today. I feel like this is like such an informative episode, but also tailored to kind of like doing laundry, if you will, to your own business, like making sure everything I wish I would have done sooner is like on your checklist to like get done too. Yeah, like if I had to talk like, if I had to sit down with Kirsten in 2012 when I went to school, well, 2012 Kirsten might have not even believed 2025 Kirsten was doing this, but, like, maybe a couple years ago, be like, "Girl, I see where you wanna be. Let me help you get there. Like, let me help you get there." I'm a projected projector, by the way, if you guys care about human, um, design. And a projected projector is somebody who, like, sees what somebody else should be doing and, like, cannot help themselves, but to, like, insert it into, like, existence for you. And, like, it's up to you to take it or leave it. Obviously, I can't do that when I'm talking to the void, AKA my computer screen staring back at me. Maybe I should just, like, to go on like a like, just watch myself like I am now and be like, "All right, projected to projector, do your thing." Okay, number 1. One thing that I wish I would have done sooner, I did just start doing this, but I wish I would have had, like, a system of ordering in place where I order and I just started doing this, but now I order everything on, um I order everything on the 1st of the month. It's like a projection into what I'll do for the whole month, and I use the last month to determine that, right? So, like, everything goes on my credit card for the 1st of the month. Think like beverages, cleaner, supplies, wax, you name it, it's on there. I have a huge delivery coming, or maybe I do that like a couple days before. Well, you know what? No, because I do it on the 1st of the month because I pay off my credit cards before the 1st of the month, so I have now the whole month to pay that off. And so, like, let's say I spent $400, right? I'm just giving that as an example. I know people spend way more. Let's say I spent $1,500 for the month. Now I have all month long to make payments to that each week, and then also to, like, deal with, like, savings and stuff like that. So that's, like, something I wish I would have done sooner. You might have your own thing that's working for you, but if not, try not to be the person that just, like, orders things as they go. It's really hard to track. Another thing that I wish I had done sooner, I tell people this all the time, but, like, I wish I had, like, more cohesiveness and branding to, like, everything, right? Like, I wish earlier on I would have just, like, had a different vision or, like, stopped thinking about what Kirsten wanted that year and start thinking about what Kirsten wanted for, like, the rest of her life, like a long-term envisioned goal. I feel like that's really helpful. Something I wish I knew sooner too is, like, that you can do it and that if somebody else does it, that means that it can be done as well, and I think that means just, like, mindset things, like, I wish I would have taken on, like, really believing in myself so much sooner and not, like, waiting for validation from others, as much as I relied on them in the beginning, like, I felt really scared about what I was doing and what I was going along the ride to pursue, and I don't know. I'm like that now. Like, now I know where I'm going, and I feel like if you don't see it, then you're simply just, like, not like, you need to get your head checked. I'm being very clear about where I'm going, but I feel like just having that confidence early on, and even when, the moments are hard or when you're broke or when you're not paying yourself, like, the vision's there, and so therefore, you're, like, trucking on, doing your thing. I also wish something I knew sooner was like this credit card hack. This is something that I've been doing for the last like 3 years, I would say. But I have a person who I go and see every single 6 months, and I use Chase Bank. Whatever bank you have, though, you can use, like, a advisor, and I check in with him every 6 months to a year, but every year, we basically, like, credit card swap, and so what I mean by that is, obviously, I pay off all my credit cards, I keep in a good relationship with my bank, and then every year, I basically say, "Okay, now I want to increase my limit, but I want to switch cards in doing so." And why I do that is because when you switch credit cards, you're able to A, transfer over balances onto that new credit card from your old credit cards, but B, you're able to get certain promotions, whether it be spend 8K in a month and get 30K in points or 12% no interest, which is something I care about. And so every single year I do a credit card swap where I literally swap out what credit card I'm using for a new one so that I can have 12% no interest and I can also get bonuses on the first 3 months that I spend X amount of money. I do that more for like big inventory purchases or just like really anything that I have coming up that requires me to give more money than I have. But for you, like if you're starting to, think about owning your own suite, think of it as like buying your bed, buying your material, buying all of your stuff that you know you can pay off. So like don't get that twisted. Don't think like go and buy like a $10 million bed, but like things you need in your treatment room, you can put on a credit card that has a 12% or I mean 12-month no interest that you can start paying off. And then the next month or sorry, the next year when you become busier and you want to move into another space or you want to do that, you've already been building credit to now get a increase on your credit card with also getting a new opportunity to have 12% no interest. And it just kind of keeps going and going and going. That's something that I wish I would have known sooner. Like, I was always using just, like, my savings and stuff, and your savings is great for rainy days, but you never wanna deplete it fully. Listen, that might be hot take advice. You might be sitting here being like, "Kirsten, listen, I don't work for Chase. I work for me." So, I know what I know. I know from experience. And that is something that I just really like. When you take out loans, you have to start paying on them immediately. But when you take out a credit card with no interest, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. Now I get credit cards that are like $70,000 minimum, you know? Just saying, I have good credit. Listen to me because of. Here's the thing a lot of wax brands load up their formulas with fuzzy ingredients for the marketing label. Think lavender, zinc, acai, matcha, 24 karat gold, unicorn dust, you name it. But half of it doesn't do anything once it hits the skin, and the real performance suffers. At Enso, we don't chase trends, we chase results. Our waxes are made with high quality, functional ingredients that actually support the skin and help you work efficiently. No gimmicks, no fillers, just wax that melts beautifully, spreads like butter, and is a wax that your clients notice. If you've ever felt like your wax wasn't quite delivering, it might be time to stop buying the buzzword and start choosing performance. Use code TWP10 for 10% off your first order, and I'm going to drop the link down below for you to come hang out in the completely free Enso community channel. It's where estheticians are having real conversations and you're learning about Enso before anybody else. No, it's not your next Facebook group. Enso is a wax that work as hard as you do. And I'm so excited for you to take this opportunity to try it for yourself. That. And then lastly, something that I wish I would have known sooner. Oh my God, get yourself esthetician friends. I cannot tell you how thankful I am for my esthetician friends. They keep me alive in moments that I'm like ready to croak. They keep me obsessed when I'm ready to cry. They make sure I remember why I did everything that I'm doing when I don't feel like moving on. Like, I just feel so grateful for them. And, also like read between the lines on people. Like, I've met so many people, and maybe I just have this like thing about me, but like I can just see people right away. And I see people on the internet, and I'm like, no way you act like that in person. And 9 times out of 10, when I've met them, they don't. And just make sure that, like, you're in a mutual beneficial friendship, and I cannot, like, say that enough. Make sure that what you give to somebody is something that they're giving you back. Now, there's seasons and there's reasons for people to, fall off the handle for a minute and come back strong or need to take a couple months to reassess and not really need you for those moments of advice and things like that. Not saying that they shouldn't keep talking to you, but I'm just saying there's seasons and there's reasons why things change. But at the end of the day, make sure that you are giving what you are getting. Like, make sure it's a very, mutual, beneficial friendship. That's the best one, and I'm not even speaking about this with experience. I feel so lucky to say that everybody that I've, like, scouted or have, like, naturally aligned with in the industry have just, like, worked out. So this isn't some, like, underlining thing about me being like, this girl is who I'm talking about. I'm on the outside in. I've just seen it happen around me, like in other groups or like in just conversation at dinner where like friendships just go away. And it always comes down to like one person gave more than the other. So like have a good friend, have a good few friends. I promise you it will change your life. I wish I would have done it sooner. I think I would be further than I am now because the friends I have now are like so great at, like, giving me such good advice that, like, bring me into new levels of being an esthetician. So, but yeah, some things I wish I knew. I hope you guys are having, like, a good half of the year. One of the really fun things I wanna share with you, I like to share, like, back end stuff. I don't think I've shared no, I haven't shared this with anybody but my friends, but, like, you guys, what Enso made all last year, we made by June of this year, and I feel just so internally grateful for that alone. I I just can't believe it. Like, I am so thankful, and, like, I know that that's because of people like you who are listening, and I know that's because we're coming out with good products, and I know that's because estheticians are finally feeling seen, and it's just, like, a really cool accomplishment, and anything you ever wanna DM me and tell me and say, like, "Look, this is, like, a win for me, and I just wanted you to know because you shared a win for me," like, I will seriously be so happy to hear that. It is so freaking hard to do this industry sometimes, and, like, being able to say your wins out loud and being proud of them, even if, like, your wins or somebody else's, like, old news, all of it's cool. Opening your own solo suite is cool. Trying out a new wax and liking it is cool. Being, fully booked after years of trying is really cool, and just celebrating the wins and, yeah, taking some advice from me about what I wish I knew sooner, and maybe some of it will apply to you. Okay, I hope you left, or I hope you left. No, you're not closing the door just yet. I hope you leave inspired, educated, or just wanting to feel a little bit, of like fire in your butt. So, with that being said, I will see you next week. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Waxing Podcast. If you found today's conversation helpful, be sure to follow the show and leave a review. It helps continue creating resources for beauty pros just like you. For updates and more, follow us on Instagram at the Waxing Podcast. I'll see you next week.